لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن دعا بدعوته واستنى بسنته وسار على نهجه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, my brothers and sisters in deen, I enjoin upon you and upon myself the fear of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Inshallah, in today's sermon, we will be looking at some teachings of one of the verses of the glorious Quran, that is verse 2 of Surah Withhold. In that verse, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is saying that مَا يَفْتَحِ اللَّهُ لِلنَّاسِ مِنْ رَحْمَةٍ فَلَا مُمْسِكَ لَهَا وَمَا يُمْسِكْ فَلَا مُرْسِلَ لَهُ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. In this noble verse of the Quran, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is saying that مَا يَفْتَحِ اللَّهُ لِلنَّاسِ مِنْ رَحْمَةٍ فَلَا مُمْسِكَ لَهَا. Whatever, blessing or whatever good Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, open its door for anyone. It is whatever Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala have written for you of the good things of this life and the hereafter, no one can hold you. It is no one can stop you from getting whatever Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala have written for you. وَمَا يُمْسِكْ, and whatever He held on to, that is whatever He withhold, فَلَا مُرْسِلَ لَهُ مِنْ بَعْدِ, no one can give you, no one can give, forward it to you, or no one can send it to you after Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ, He is almighty and all-wise. Verses like this are verses that is when one comes across them as a mu'min, it gives you hope. It strengthens your iman. And no matter the challenges, you have the faith that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, if you rely on Him, if you put your hope on Him, He will definitely, inshallah, show you way out. Just as He said in the verse of the Quran that وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ, whoever is conscious of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا, He shows him what? Way out. It is out of his predicament. وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ, and also enriches him through means he never expected. So as a mu'min, you believe that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, your life is in His hands. He is the one who has ultimate say pertaining to how your life will be, not any other person. Whatever He has written for you, no one can deprive you. And what He has not written for you, then no one can give you. So all that is needed is for you to rely on Him and also take the necessary human step that you're supposed to take. Because sometimes, as part of our challenges is that yes, someone may say, okay, he relies on Allah or he puts his hope in Allah, but he's not taking the right step or the steps he's supposed to take. Yes, no matter what you do, you will have one challenge or the other. This life, that is what it is all about. Allah said in Surah Al-Balad that لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ, we've created man into what? Into problem. So if anyone tells you that he doesn't have problem, the meaning is not more than he is able to manage or handle his problem. That's the meaning. Or your experience at your place of work or whatever you do is about the challenges you face and and steps you were able to take to overcome those challenges. Or maybe like in terms of maybe education, as for someone to say he is a graduate, he's in the school, he has faced one challenge or the other, went through this test, or maybe he have carried over, he have this and that, and after he is able to overcome all those challenges, and then they will say he's what? He's a graduate. he went through some pains. They say no pain, no gain. Pain comes before what? Before gain. So my brothers and sisters indeed, if we look at this verse, what it teaches us is that yes, that Allah, He is the one who can give, and He is the one who can what? Deprive anybody. That is ultimately. Even if anyone gives you something, it is because Allah have destined you will get through the person. And no matter how close you are to somebody, He cannot make you anything or anybody if Allah Ta'ala did not permit. In a related hadith, the Messenger ﷺ is saying that wa'alam, you should know that anna al-ummah, that certainly if the entire community, if they will all come together, ala an yanfa'uka bi shay', for them to benefit you with something, lan yanfa'uka, they will never be able to benefit you illa bi shay'in, except with something qad katabahu Allah lak, Allah have written for you. Wa'lam, and you should know, and al-ummah, that certainly if the community or the people, that if they will all come together, ala an yadurruka bi shay', for them to what? Harm you with something. Lan yadurruka, they cannot harm you with anything illa bi shay'in qad katabahu Allah alayk, except what Allah have written against you. Rufi'atil aqlam, the pen is lifted. Wajaffatis suhuf, and they what? The paper has what? Dried. Meaning Allah have written that this will happen to you, and nobody can stop you. Take for example, whether in terms of power, you say, Qulillahumma, you say, oh Allah, Malik al-Mulk, the possessor of what? Dominion. So He owns power. He said, Tu'til mulka man tasha. You give power to who? To whomever you like. وَتَنْزِعُ الْمُلْكَ مِمَّنْ تَشَاءُ. You withdraw or you take the power from whom you like. وَتُعِزُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ. You elevate whom you like. وَتُذِلُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ. And you what? Degrade whom you like. إِنَّكَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. You have power over what? All things. And somewhere, when he's talking about sharing his bounties, when some people were feeling that, why should Allah Ta'ala, how is it that Allah will pick Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as the messenger when there are other people who are richer than him or who are more popular than him in the town? Allah Ta'ala now responded to them saying that are they the ones sharing the bounties of your Lord? Then he said, Nahnu, He, Allah Ta'ala, qasamna baynahum ma'ishatahum fil hayati dunya. We are the ones who shared for them their what? Means of livelihood in this world. He said, وَرَفَعْنَا بَعْضَهُمْ فَوْقَ بَعْضٍ دَرَجَاتٍ لِيَتَّخِذَ بَعْضُهُمْ بَعْضًا سُخْرِيًّا. And then we elevated some above some. لِيَتَّخِذَ بَعْضُهُمْ بَعْضًا سُخْرِيًّا. So that a group or a party will take another party as what? As laborer. Meaning, yes, you take me as laborer and I take you as what? Laborer. As they say, not that some people are there, they are the only ones who take others as laborer, or others work for them, they don't work for them. Everybody is a laborer. Everybody. You work for somebody, and somebody what? Works for you. The poor man is a laborer to the rich man, and the rich man is a laborer to what? To the poor man. Yes, he has his own wealth. Like I do say to us, everybody is wealthy. If you feel you are not wealthy, if you feel you are poor, that comes from your own interpretation of wealth. Wealth is not just money. And age, a risk that is wealth is what? كُلُّ مَنْ تُفِعَ بِهِ. Anything useful. Anything what? Useful is wealth. Knowledge is wealth. Health is wealth. Strength, physical strength is what? Is wealth. Money is wealth. Power, that is position, is wealth. Because in most cases, what you have, what you can use it to do, another person will use a different thing to achieve the same thing. Yes, you can use your money to treat yourself at the hospital. That same hospital you attended, because you have money, another person will attend the same hospital because he have connection. That's all. You will go to Hajj because you have money to pay for Hajj. Another person will go to same Hajj because he knows somebody who can pay for him. Maybe he may even have choices that he's refusing this, dropping this, or dashing this one. Maybe 2, 3, 4 people will dash him. Hajj one. See, maybe you can pay for one. He doesn't have money, but if he wants 5, he can get. Or you can use your money to what? To win an election. Another person will use his own connection to win the same seat. You can jail somebody because you have money. Another person will jail somebody because he knows somebody. That's all. They say you use what you have. They did not say use money only. They say you use what you have to what? To get what you want. So wealth is what? So that maybe the person who has money, yes, he is rich when you are talking monetarily. That is monetary wise, he is a rich man. But the other person physically is richer than him. Because physically, that person is stronger than him. Because the person is stronger than him, and the person feels he doesn't need a bodyguard. He needs a bodyguard. That means he needs the service of that person. In terms of what? His physical strength. And that person needs his money. So he will give the person his money, and that person will give him his what? His strength. His strength by battle. He did not suffer for your money for you. You suffered for your money. You made your money. He didn't make the money with you. He only went and gym and do some trainings. Then you now need the service for those trainings, those exercises he went through, or those martial arts he learned. So you need that service. So you can get it free. So your money can make you to make him give you free. So he's setting condition for you, and you are setting condition what? For him. You have your what? Your terms. When you are employing somebody for a job, you state what? The terms. And then he will tell you, this is how much I want to collect. So everyone have something. So in essence, if Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, have written something for you, no one can deprive you. Even apart from the Quran, we come to our local adages. We see that they are also telling us the same thing. Like the wise ones. Like there's a saying in Hausa, Hasada gamay rabome. That they say envy to the person Allah have written something for. You're envying that person, won't stop that person from getting that thing. That envy is likely the path to achieving that. Now you have many examples, like the case of Prophet Yusuf, alayhi salatu wassalam. His brothers have, thought of what he is likely going to be. So in order for him to stop him from being what? That. Then they decided to what? To kill him. They threw him inside what? The well. He was taken out of the well, sold as what? As a slave. When he was taken to as a slave, other scenarios happened from there to what? to jail, and from jail to where? To minister. So if he didn't land in the well, if he isn't sold as a slave, then you wouldn't have ended where he ended. So that's why if Allah have written something for someone, any move you will make is only to make it materialize. It can't stop the person. And what Allah have not written for you, no matter what anybody does, it will make you get it. So this, sometimes when you think about this, it will soften your heart. Take for instance, yes, we are everybody. If you will look at the state of the environment, your community or your environment, you feel discouraged. You will feel okay, you can't get anywhere because you feel, oh, some people are not doing what they're supposed to do. But if you put your hope ultimately in Allah, you may be able to even calm down and think of way out. Like I do say to us from time to time, ordinarily as a child, the person you expect to take your responsibility is who? Your father. You expect him to train you the way he's supposed. And I do remind us, let's assume you now have an irresponsible father. That can still be an opportunity for you if you decide to take advantage of that opportunity. If he becomes irresponsible, then that means you need to what? To stand on your feet. Then you will not wait for him. If you wait for him, what will happen? Your life will be wasted. Because he doesn't care. So, but if you now wake up, maybe Allah will bring others who may see your effort and say they want to what? Support you. But if he refuses and you also sleep, what happens? Then you die in your sleep. So my brothers and sisters, indeed, we need to be more ultimately focused on Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala more than the creatures of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. No matter how tough any place tends to look, if you put your hope in Allah and you try your best, inshallah, Allah will show you way out. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا, Allah said, those who strive in our cause, لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا, we will guide them onto our path. You've seen so many stories that sometimes ordinarily that isn't the expectation. Or take for example like the story of the young man. You see, he was busy, he didn't stay at home waiting for his parents that they have to be the ones to feed him. Running in the traffic selling what? Pure water, drinks and so on. You see, he saw people in the what? In the correctional center van. And then he was helping them with his own little thing. You see, that made some people to got attracted to him. And that, inshallah, if those from what we've had, if all those who came out to speak about the scenario, if they actually fulfill their promise, and I think that boy has become what? A rich man already. So if he refused to do the selling of the pure water, and he sit there and say, okay, his father have to be the one to give him money for breakfast, then he doesn't have to, just as some of us will do, fulfill some things are small for us to get inside. Oh, how will I as a graduate become a tailor? Or how will I as a graduate become this? But you as a graduate, you are sleeping at home. I'm not saying that's what you wish to be, but sometimes life is not like that. Or if you check the way the Prophet's life went, that wasn't how he planned. Yet at a stage, Mecca was unbearable for him. They had to migrate, and the rest of the Sahabas from Mecca to Medina. Some lost everything materially in Mecca, and they started life afresh. Where? In Medina. So we have challenges. So my advice to myself and the rest of us is, yes, make Allah your ultimate focus. Make Allah your ultimate hope, not any human being. Because if you put your hope in the wrong person, then you will end up wasting your life. But if you put your hope in Allah, then He will guide you towards your decision, towards your actions. Sometimes some things we feel we cannot do. Maybe it is lack of focus that makes you to think you can do. Or take for example, like some of our brothers and sisters living in Ukraine today. There are those who have sailed the trek for more than 1 day, trying to what? To escape the trouble. Without that trouble, if you tell that person he needs to walk to one place for 3 hours, he will tell you, may God forbid, I cannot. But now a situation have come. The choice he have is either to move or to what? To stay and wait for what Allah will decide, whether he will survive or he will what? He will die. But because he chose to what? To make his own effort as much as he can to survive. There are those who have moved to the border of Poland before they begin to talk of moving back to where? They're hungry. And as Allah Ta'ala says, what He withheld, no one can give you. And that is why, yes, you can come to a place, there are challenges, but those challenges, when you take your time, inshallah, Allah will guide, show you way out. Like I do say to brothers and sisters sometimes some of those things we look at as challenges are also doors to blessing. The only thing, so long as you feel it has to be this, it makes you not to look at the other way. You refuse to look at the other way. You refuse to look at the other way. If there is light, a presence of light, like I said, like NEPA, presence of NEPA is an opportunity. Also, absence of NEPA is a calamity. It is also an opportunity. It's absence of light. Example now, after this fuel crisis, go and check. They are going to tell you some people are there who are praying for the crisis not to finish. Go and check. Some people, this is their own time. You are here crying. He is praying for the fuel scarcity not to go. If Allah will answer his own prayer, the scarcity will continue. Because this is his own business time. This is his own booming time. That's the life. When you think you are losing, someone is gaining. That is the life. So you will not understand because you are only looking at things from your own perspective alone. Take for example as a mu'min, and like I said, any situation that comes to you, there is benefit inside. You ask yourself, the one you can change, try to change it. Try as much as you can to change it. The one you cannot change, ask yourself, how can you benefit from it? How can you what? Make use of it. So no situation is 100% evil and no situation is 100% good. Like I remind us from time to time, what leads someone to Jannah will lead another person to hell. What leads someone to hell will lead another person to Jannah. Some people from the day they are appointed as Imam, doors of Jannah is open for them already. Another person from the day they appoint him as Imam, that is the day his own door to hell is open. So not all Imams are going to Jannah. The Imams that will go to Jannah are those whom their Imamship is based on what? Guiding people to the path of Jannah. Or maybe another one feels is an opportunity for him to what? To enrich himself. So he is telling people what they like, so that he can what? Milk them. It's just like, yes, Quran can take you to Jannah, can take you to hell. The Prophet ﷺ told us in a hadith that Al-Quran, he said the Quran
Hujjatun laka. It is an evidence for you that will serve you, put you in Jannah. Aw alayka. Or what? Evidence against you. There are some people who are going to go to Jannah are the best of the reciters. You see, the Prophet says, خَيْرُكُمْ مَنْ تَعَلَّمَ الْقُرْآنَ وَعَلَّمَ. And also among those who will go to hell are also some best reciters. Because their own reason for recitation is what? To gain people's attention. You pray, you go to Jannah Salah, but you pray, you go to hell too. Allah says, وَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. Go on to those who pray. Those who are what? Heedless of their prayer. But also some people, their prayer will lead them to what? To Jannah. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. Like I do say, some officers, what will put them in Jannah is their uniform. Not just because you come to the mosque. Like I do say, some officers will enter Jannah higher level than even some imams. Because he is using that uniform to save humanity for Allah's sake, to help humanity, to ease life for people. Another person, that uniform, that is why he will go to hell. Because he is using that uniform to make life unbearable for the people. Someone uses money to make life easy. Another one uses money to make life what? Difficult. Another one, his money makes him humble, and someone, his money makes him arrogant. كَلَّا إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَيَطْغَى أَنْ رَآهُ اسْتَغْنَىٰ. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala guide us all aright and put us among those who ultimately put their hope in Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Those who believe that whatever Allah have written for them, no matter the situation, no one can deprive them. And what Allah have not written for them, nobody can give them. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله العظيم الجليل لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب وخطأ غفور رحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. أما بعد عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل. My brothers and sisters, indeed, like I say, we need to put our hope in Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. When we talk about putting hope in Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, it does not mean, okay, you just say you rely on Allah and you go and sleep, or you go and you become lazy, or you don't take the steps you're supposed to take. That will not get you anywhere. Like only dua alone will not take you anywhere. That is, prayer alone won't take you anywhere. You need to pray and you need to what? To walk. You need to pray and you need to what? To walk. Then your walk and your dua together, then will make Allah to what? Put barakah into what you want. The Prophet did not just sit down and pray and people just entered into Islam. He was what? Preaching to the people, talking to the people, sending some other Sahabas to some places to also what? Admonish the people. Or you want wealth, then you need to what? You wake up early, most especially as a man. You will not sleep in the morning, you wake up after your salah, you go back and you are sleeping till Zuhur, and after you wake up, and then you say things are not working well. How will they work well when you are not working well? Or you say there is no work. Okay, create work. Like I do give us example. Just government, if you say, so that you don't say we are defending them. Let's assume government refuse to create work for you. You create work for yourself. It may not be easy. Think of something. It's just like as a Muslim, if you move to non-Muslim community, you don't wait for the government to help you organize your deen. You organize your deen for yourself by yourself, because you are now living in a community that is what? That does not want your deen. So if you are waiting for that community to plan your deen for you, you are going to run into problem. You lose it. It is you who will what? Protect your deen. You will not expect the government to protect your deen for you, because in the first place, the place you come, the government say they don't have business with your deen. And you have some places where the government have business, so that makes it easier.
It's just like in Nigeria. Yes, you have places where Islam have more strength, and you have some places where Christianity have what? More strength. Okay, so when you come to Islam, where Islam have more strength, yes, the government can help you to what? Practice your deen. When you go to where Islam doesn't have strength, yes, the government will plan their things. You don't even come to their mind, even if they don't mean you and they don't mean anything. It doesn't come to their mind. Like now, when you move to maybe one state, if there's going to be government function, you will hear Muslim prayer from the beginning, Muslim prayer at the end. That's all. And when you come to another state, you will hear Christian prayer at the beginning, Christian prayer at the end, and case closed. Because, yes, maybe by the time you look at the structure of all those gatherings there who have they say they are 100% this or 100% that, even when they don't mean it. Sometimes you may think they are faced, no, sometimes they don't, it's not even on their mind. You know, everybody thinks in his own way. And remember, there is a group I am in. It is not a religious group, but the national structure of that association, I'm the only Muslim within the national official. So when we sit down, you won't know there is a Muslim because there's one person where you have many people. So at a stage, you may think they are marginalizing me. Me, I'm telling you, they are not marginalizing me. There is a process you follow to become a member. And each member is representing a particular, institution. So if you are representing a particular, each institution is bringing one person. So you, the Muslims, have only few chances, because you, the Muslim, have few of those institutions. It's not because they cut you off. It is because you, as a Muslim, you are relaxed in that area. So the number they have outweighs your own number. So there's nothing you can do about it. So if you have more number, you can also dominate. So you see, so if anything is going to happen there, if care is not taking, maybe Christian prayer beginning, Christian prayer at the end. If one person, you will not expect a pastor, maybe if they say he should give a prayer, and then he's going to say, Sallu ala Nabi al-Karim. It will sound somehow. And when they say, okay, maybe I should pray, they will not expect me to say in the name of Jesus' name. Because you don't expect Imam to be good to pray in that direction. So some things can happen naturally, not because they mean anything, or they mean us the Muslims, but you who don't have that understanding from outside, you want to judge what is happening there, you make a wrong judgment. Because you don't know what is going on there. I inside know what is going on. That is why some things, when you are not inside, when you are judging from outside, yes, with international match or whatever kind of match, the spectators actually know how to play better than those on the field. If there is boxing or wrestling, those watching know where he's supposed to blow, where he's supposed to hold, more than the one who is actually fighting. That is it. If you are not in government, you know what the president is supposed to do. Yes, if you are not in government, you know what the president is supposed to do, or what the governor is supposed to do, or what the chairman is supposed to do. But the day you enter there, then you realize that what you're supposed to do is not what you think you're supposed to do. It's not what you're supposed to do. That is why maybe some of them, before coming into power, because they are not deeply inside, there are some things they will make you a promise and they can't fulfill it. Because fulfillment of that promise has to do with reality, not assumption. And the reality on ground doesn't match their promise. It's just like somebody promising building a house of 10 million for you from a particular account, and on entering that place, what is there is what? Less than $1 million. How will he build it? It's just like you can see somebody outside, you think he's a big man, because you are judging him from the big car he came out from, and you are watching the agbada he's wearing and other things. Maybe that car you are judging him with as a big man, that car he's renting that car. Yes, there's some big men are big men by force. They are not big men in reality. Or maybe he borrow money from bank for project, and he buy big car, and he never finish the project. So at the end of the day, what happened? The project will be left will be what? Abandoned. So when another government comes that is serious, they will go and what? Arrest him. Because he left what? He abandoned the project. He didn't finish, and he had finished collecting the money. And the money didn't go to the project. So you think he's a big man, or he borrows money from bank. Bank is pursuing him up and down. It's a saying in Hausa, "Chi da hali ko me ake cewa?" See them? See the karfi ko? Somebody, some people are there like that. You'll be sick. That's why when you see people, don't just ordinarily see somebody, you don't have details, and you are asking Allah to make you like that person. Sometimes from prayer, you are giving yourself wahala. Yes, don't see somebody in big car, and you are praying to be like that person. Because if that big car is a borrowed car, then that means you are praying to be somebody who will be borrowing car. So if you are praying for Allah to enrich you, raise your hand and ask Allah to enrich you. Because you don't have understanding of many people. Today we are hearing issues of ritual money, have you? So some of you don't know how they make their money. So if you are praying for wealth, pray for Allah to give you wealth. Today, one of the most dangerous prayer to do is for you to see anybody and pray for Allah to make you like that person. Because there are some people, when you go too close, when you see what is underground, you will not pray. Even if they dash you the money, you will run away. May Allah wa ta'ala, guide us all. Alright? Our leaders, may Allah wa ta'ala, those who are doing the right thing, may Allah strengthen them. And those who are not doing the right thing, may Allah wa ta'ala guide them. May Allah wa ta'ala forgive us our shortcomings. And we too, what we need to do to make life easy for all of us, may Allah wa ta'ala make it easy for us. May Allah wa ta'ala give us the wisdom to be able to think out of the box. That yes, whatever situation we find ourselves, may Allah open our eyes, open our mind to be able to take decisions that will save us out of that situation. Our brothers who have their businesses, are having challenge, may Allah wa ta'ala, save them out of the situation. And those that their businesses is working, may Allah continue to open more doors for them, strengthen their business. And our children that are in school, may Allah wa ta'ala make their studies easy for them. And those that are on strike, may Allah wa ta'ala, guide our fathers and our mothers who are in charge of taking the decision to save their education for them. And then we pray that inshallah, all the suffering they are going through because of going to school, going back home, and the parents also spending money and starting from afresh again, may Allah wa ta'ala, answer everyone's prayer, make the life, inshallah, they end a blessing to them. And then our brothers who are sick at the hospital, may Allah wa ta'ala give them sound health. With places where we have war, Palestine, Yemen, Libya, and other new ones coming up, Ukraine and so on, may Allah wa ta'ala save everybody, from this situation. Virtually like crisis, fight has become like a normal thing. Today people are talking of Ukraine. It's like a new thing. But it's a normal thing. That is what is going on everywhere. In some places, their own become quiet because it's like a normal life. If not, fight is still in Libya. People are dying. They are killing people. Iraq, still not completely settled. You have where? Yemen, fights going on. So fight is everywhere. The only thing is that when we don't curtail the ones we have, others will continue to come up. That is the fact. It will continue to come up. And after it becomes like a norm, everybody gets used to it. It's just like now, to people who are following other ones, the ones happening is like a normal thing. That's how it looks. Some of us are not current. Maybe when one starts, it will look like as if that is the only war going on. Wars are already there since. People are dying more than the ones dying. So we have to try to see how we can stop all. The way we are now thinking of Ukraine, then you need to think of Libya. You need to think of Iraq. You need to think of where? Syria. You need to think of, Yemen. You need to think of Palestine. You need to think of, maybe, there are crises, they are there. Many countries, remember, in Venezuela. So many places. So it's not one. And some are even worse than the one you are thinking.
Your mind went to the other one because the person and the one strong person are facing themselves. That is why that one become like kind of popular something. So may Allah save them too, and save our brothers at places, that all those things are happening. And our brothers and sisters who are having challenges in those countries, maybe trying to see how they can escape, may Allah Ta'ala, guide them and bring them back home safely. And if it is staying over there till maybe something may go easy, may Allah Ta'ala protect them wherever they may find themselves till the time they are able to overcome the situation. And then we pray that the world leaders taking decisions that will be beneficial to all of us, may Allah Ta'ala make it easy for them. And decisions that they will take that will plug all of us into problem, may Allah save them from it. Because some of these issues or challenges are things we can overcome. They are things that are not supposed to have gotten to this level. But when people are not ready to guide themselves, to speak the truth to themselves and save each other, then everybody will survive. Allah says, وَاتَّقُوا فِتْنَةً لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنكُمْ خَاصَّةً رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً